The leader of the most powerful country in the world is visiting what once used to be the most powerful country in the world. We're talking about US President Donald Trump's state visit to the United Kingdom. Trump, along with his wife Melania, daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared Kushner, landed in London. Crowds were gathered outside Buckingham Palace as the President and First Lady landed by helicopter, and they were treated to a royal welcome. They were first greeted by Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles on the grand lawns, after which a guard of honor ceremony was performed for them. Royal gun salutes were fired from nearby Green Park and from the Tower of London as part of the pageantry accompanying an official state visit. It's one of the highest honours Britain can bestow on a foreign leader. Queen Elizabeth hosted a private luncheon for the US President and his wife. After lunch, the couple were given a tour of Westminster Abbey, and they joined Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall for tea at Clarence House. The President and the First Lady were also taken through the Queen's priceless royal collection. The collection showcased items of historical significance to the US. They were displayed in the Buckingham Palace Picture Gallery, where Trump was presented with a three-piece duofold pen set that was made exclusively for the Queen. The Queen, interestingly, also gifted him a first-edition copy of the book, The Second World War. He could do with some lessons in history. It's Winston Churchill's classic literary account of the war effort mounted by the United Kingdom and the United States. The monarch gave Melania Trump a specially commissioned silver box with a handcrafted enamel lid, after which the President and the First Lady paid their respects at the grave of the unknown British warrior who was buried at Westminster Abbey. Now, while the whole British royalty was busy hosting Trump, its latest member was missing in action. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, is not taking part in any of the engagements in Trump's visit. Keep in mind that Trump has denied calling the Duchess, quote-unquote, nasty. It was reported that in an interview to the Sun newspaper of the UK, when asked about his thoughts on Meghan Markle's comments on his 2016 election campaign, Donald Trump had apparently said, and I quote, "I did not know that she was nasty." Now, Meghan Markle has said that her absence is only because of a maternity leave, but not everyone's convinced. And that's not the only controversy that Trump's UK visit has been mired in. Even before he landed in the UK, he kicked off an online spat with who else but London's Mayor Sadiq Khan, calling him a quote-unquote stone-cold loser. This was in response to Khan's earlier comments saying that the UK should not roll out the red carpet for Donald Trump. The 48-year-old mayor has now released a video message for Trump. And in this video, Sadiq Khan hits out at Trump over the rolling back of women's reproductive rights in the US. Those comments obviously in response to the US state of Alabama introducing a blanket ban on abortions, a move that has sparked global outrage with women's rights groups up in arms against the Trump government. Now, Sadiq Khan was the man who gave permission for the Trump baby blimp to fly for the first time last year. When Trump arrived in the UK in July for what he called a working visit, campaigners had raised more than £18,000 to pay for the almost 20 feet high inflatable. And now, on the occasion of Trump's state visit, the Museum of London says it wants this Donald Trump baby balloon as an exhibit. Protests have been planned across cities in the UK during this three-day visit, including London, Manchester, Belfast and Birmingham. Trump's visit comes at a time when the UK is going through what's been a perplexing Brexit so far. But even before heading out to London, Donald Trump had some suggestions for Britain. He has suggestions for everyone. He said that the next British Prime Minister should, quote-unquote, walk away if the European Union does not concede to its demands. In an interview to the Sun newspaper again of the UK, Donald Trump criticized a sitting Prime Minister, for allowing the EU to have all the cards in the negotiations. Talks between Mr. Trump and the outgoing Prime Minister of Britain, Theresa May, will begin on Tuesday, with the two of them expected to discuss climate change and Chinese technology firm Huawei. Should be an interesting time for those.